Hello and welcome to today's No FOMO Charts Stocks and Crypto TA live stream. Today is April 19th, 2022. It's Tuesday early morning, 4 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just getting ready pre-market way ahead of time for today's trading day. Let's go ahead and look at some stocks and crypto. We'll look at some of the indexes and the majors and talk a little bit about earnings. So we are in stock market earnings season. It's week 2, the official start of stock market earnings, and we have some financial companies reporting, some health companies, and some tech-related companies, Netflix and Tesla reporting. So that's going to move the markets. Those are some major big names in stocks. So that's why I'm focusing on stocks more. Go ahead and get started. So first off, what we're looking at is the S&P 500 on the weekly chart. And what I'm noticing is this potential, let me erase everything, upside down head and shoulders. This is going to be dependent on the earnings because this could be good for the market. It could be. So the two scenarios I have in my head is that if we have good bullish earnings for the next 2 weeks straight, we could see a market recovery. It's possible. The measured move to the upside would be 8% if we break past the neckline on this top side here in the gray line, in the blue line, here the neckline. But however, the bearish case scenario is if earnings is bad for 1 to 2 weeks, especially the tech companies at the end of April, we could actually set our lower high in this weekly chart right here, meaning this could be our resistance. And if we can't break above 454, we're in trouble because that would set our lower high. And then bears probably would notice that and try to take control to the downside, probably below 400 or at least below 414, this bottom support. So we want to watch out for that because what was happening a couple weeks ago was there was a giant head and shoulders, which is bearish. So it's a fight. This reminds me of Bitcoin. It's really the bulls fighting the bears right now in the market. That's essentially what is happening. Every day you see it, every morning. Even this yesterday morning, Monday morning, is a bear break to the downside if you're a day trader. And then we have bull follow through continuation with another bear break to the downside at near the end of the day. So we have to always remember the market environment that we're in. On the daily chart, you can also see it too, just using a line chart. There's this potential, the potential upside down head and shoulders if we can hold the support of 430. 430. We are just holding our 200 EMA, so I've been just watching that as a swing trader mindset for a couple days now. So you can see that we are in a short-term downtrend on the daily. Okay, it's already confirmed. Now what I'm curious about is, will this 200 EMA, the 436 level, hold or not down here? It would be nice if we get the upside down head and shoulders and just continue to bounce right through earnings. So there is that setup potentially. But if we lose that, again, there's all this support on the downside that can be retested. 430, 415. If we lose that, 400. So just watch out for that. Let's check our oscillators before we move on. We did have the nice 1 hour bounce starting from the end of the 18th. So basically Friday through Monday. But you see here all this chop on Monday. It was kind of a choppy trading day, right? If we just turn everything off, this is yesterday's price action on Monday, April 18th. We had the rally, the pullback, rally attempt, double top, pullback, deep, lost all support, got really oversold, bull rally, and then hit the resistance, and then pull back. It's just pure consolidation. It wasn't really fun. It's nice to have a trend. Like, are we going up or are we going down? But if it's consolidation, kind of boring as a trader. But, you know, that's what happened. And now pre-market, we are just hovering above that resistance line. We'll check Futures. Check futures chart, see what's going on overnight. See, look at this chop. Hourly. Still trying to hold above this support range on the futures 4395. All right, so hopefully I've just generally outlined the two basic scenarios long term for the next 30 days, and then we could just adjust and play that accordingly. Okay, just take a quick look at tech, because tech, I mean, it has been crashing and has been sold short for 6+ months now. So let's not get fooled. On a weekly, where are we right now? If we zoom out here, you can kind of see it. That the lower high actually has been set on for QQQ, NASDAQ, the N100 on the weekly chart. The resistance is 365 or 363 to be exact, right? Is this a dirty head and shoulders? If it's dirty, okay, possible. 6% downside would bring us down to, we already hit that target. And then we bounced up from that. So if, just in case, let me draw double the target, so 12% down, just in case. If we start to crash, 12% down will be 315. But also the similar setup is there some kind of upside down head and shoulders potential? Maybe. Depending on earnings, I mean, that'd be great. 13% rally, that brings us back to all-time highs in the entire market. So that would be phenomenal if that happens. Literally all-time highs. So it really comes down to earnings and the market reaction to earnings, because if we go low, high, lower, low, it can take us all the way down to 277 by the end of this year, our bearish target. If not, I'm hoping we could hold this higher low, but the bears are in firm control in the past like 3 weeks. And if we can have good earnings and hold this, then we could bounce to the upside. But it's literally 30 days of volatility because of earnings. Now for medium-term traders, there's a little bit of bullish divergence, bullish momentum on the 4-hour, but it's already kind of happened with this hourly bounce, right? 5-minute, 15-minute did get overbought. Trying to up cross. Let's just check NASDAQ futures over here. Still a little bit of chop. I mean, this looks like algorithmic institutional hedge fund shorting right here. I mean, that's just almost pure red. There's a lot of that this morning. Algorithmic shorting at the first 30 minutes to 1 hour. Rough for bulls. A bit of momentum loss, see if we get continuation today or not, but it's still an hourly downtrend, so nothing to get super excited about if somebody's a bull. Have to have major trend changes, and we have 4-hour death cross as well. So you know it's not extremely oversold RSI right now with the price, so we could have another huge leg down, crash down, and then we bounce up. So you know, patience is key. Waiting for setups. All right, let's take a look at Dow Jones, GIA. It's going to be interesting that at least in the USA, the federal judge overturned the mask mandate from President Biden, meaning that, at least the way I read the news today, was that certain airplanes and maybe other vehicles, masks might be optional. Okay, so that might be good for airlines in terms of short-term travel and revenue, but then it could be bad for COVID-19 variant exposure cases. Because if I think about last year, I mean, it could be different this year, but last year, what happened was people started in USA, the weather got better, COVID cases started going down last spring and summer, people took their masks off, and then we had Omicron 6 months later. So I'm curious if that's going to happen again this year or not. So always keeping that in the back of my mind. All right, so again, the Dow Jones, look at a weekly chart right now. We had this double top on the weekly in November, December, January. It pulled back down. Did we hit the target? Let's see. 5% to downside. The candle, we hit the target. Okay, so the first target has been completed. The second target would be 309 down here. And again, you could see that maybe there might be this upside down head and shoulders forming. It would be nice and clean. But we need to, if it's going to rally up 6% to all-time highs, I mean, again, we need ultimate positive earnings from almost all major companies, technology and financial companies as well. So our daily, it's setting up, just holding above the 200 EMA. I mean, almost all three indexes look the same. So this general analysis applies. But the problem is we're not really oversold on any major time frame. The 15 minutes might hold, right? The support level is where? 341, 335, 332, 322. So this blue support needs to hold for 3 days, basically, to get continuation to the upside. So hopefully that happens. But if not, you could see on the chart that the potential for that lower high weekly is there, because this whole rounding top formation that I like to call it, you know, we're not uptrending anymore. It's rounding top, and it reminds me of Bitcoin, like late December 2017, where you hit the top and then everyone's trying to bull rally right here. But if we can't sustain that in the market, stock market, it's going to crash down over time, not in one day, but 3, 6, 9 months, a year. I mean, we're already hearing some of the big banks talking about recession in 1.5 years from now. So the charts, the early signs of that happening is definitely possible, because the market, the Dow Jones has rounded topped, right? It's not 2020 going up anymore. That's the issue right now. So we just got to keep that in the back of our minds. It's earnings dependent and government policy dependent. Hopefully the Russia-Ukraine war gets resolved this year peacefully somehow, right? And then if COVID cases go down, that would be all bullish for the market. And if we have good earnings, that would be the triple bullish trifecta to rally up in the market. But if not, the inverse is also true. Also, the China supply chain, because China, Shanghai is locked down. That's like 25 million people. So many companies are having problems secretly. So I'm thinking the next earnings, so 3 months from now, the next earnings could be bad because of delays in electronics and even Tesla factory. So that's what I'm thinking about ahead. Is this earnings, like, maybe it was okay because of shopping, COVID shopping, but you know, the next 3 earnings, because of supply chain, could be the issue, could be a big problem. Also the war, right? So that's why maybe some banks are forecasting it could be bad next 3, 6, 9 months. Okay, let's move on. Let's do just a few of the big names. So let's do Apple. And I'm just going to go ahead and erase this now. So Apple stock. Let me set my timer. Apple stock. If we look at a weekly, it's like, what's going on here? Get a big, broad perspective of what is going on in the market since the pandemic. We could draw our extended trend lines on the bottom side and see that we're barely holding on to this upward sloping wedge channel, basically. Looks like that, right? So as soon as we lose this, if we ever lose this, the low 150s, the low 140s, it's probably going to be bear trend change. It's just that Apple, the biggest stock in the USA market, basically market cap wise, again, you could see the potential upside down head and shoulders, the support trying to hold right here on 164. But if it doesn't, we're going straight down to 155 again. That's basically the 2 support levels right here in the X. So it has to hold. If Apple has really good earnings, okay, we could bounce up to where the resistance 180, maybe even 190 at 200 at a maximum for now, if it goes really well. But the support levels to downside, right? This thing's already kind of angling down. If we draw, if we're honest with ourselves, this thing's kind of just consolidating to the side right now. The bulls are trying. They're trying to hold it, the price. So we're not oversold on some of the major time frames. We just bounced off that pivot low here at 163 yesterday. interesting. So again, what I'm curious about is can we get bull follow through finally or not? Right? Is a 4-hour double bottom? Might be. This could be good. This 4-hour double bottom with a little bit of bullish momentum, that would be great. The target would be 4% to the upside. So that's maybe something I'm going to watch. Let me write this down. So I can get ready for this morning. Always when I need a pen, there is no pen. So see it. I have it. So we have Apple with the potential 4-hour double bottom. It's a potential long setup right there. Very nice. If it happens, but it's 4 hours, so it might pull back, a crash in the morning, just like has been happening for every week for 2 weeks straight. We have a little crash pull back in the morning before bulls come, maybe midday. That's what happened today. So there's gonna needed some breathing room on this one before earnings. If the target is 4% to the upside, I might need maybe a 2% 2% stop loss at least, hoping that 163 holds. But if not, it's still downtrend technically. Low high, low high. If this is our lower high, that's bad. That's big trouble. And then you pull back down to like 160. Right. So trying to buy tech right now is very tricky because tech is it's just getting smashed. It's getting destroyed, shorted to the downside almost every day. So it's just something to be very careful about. Let me just check this Fibonacci right here. Okay, so it's bouncing off the 50% retrace. That's what it's trying to do. So if it doesn't bounce up to the 382 or 236 here, it's probably going to pull back down to 160. So that would be the bearish target. The bullish target's 172 up here. All right, let's do just a couple more. Let's do looking at our does somebody have a request in the Discord? Somebody at my name, ABM. Do you have a request? You at me. Okay. Anyways. Well, the watch list. Looking at let's take a look at Johnson & Johnson, Netflix, and Tesla, and then we'll just move on because those are kind of like the big names that's happening right now. So let's look at Johnson & Johnson first. All right, J&J. Earnings right today, pre-market. So this is going to be interesting. May or may not play this one. It's probably going to release earnings in like 2 hours from now. But if we do a large Fibonacci from this bottom support to the top of this area, yeah, find a little bit of resistance here. Just barely almost hit the overbought range, but 1 hour wise, did pull back. Probably because people are getting nervous about earnings. So this particular 4-hour uptrend has basically been lost. We just hit that. So somebody's anticipating there's maybe somebody thought there might be something bad that might come out. So if we look at, maybe just pull up ATR. See, so $1.17 on this time frame. $17 move. Okay, so basically 0.6 to negative 1.2% the downside could be the target. It's not that huge of a range, but 175.80 would be the downside target. Any of these down here, Fibonacci, 173, 170. It bounces up to 181 or 184 or something like that, if it's good. So interesting potential setup. But you can see that J&J is not low. I mean, if we're looking for value, it is way down here. Yeah. Strangely, the start date of the war was the support level. And then it broke the resistance. We had multiple resistance to break out. So it's not low price relative. So I'm just going to watch that earnings. Netflix. Okay, Netflix. What are we looking at here? All right. So Netflix, I mean, after the catastrophic short of negative 40% to the downside, it's just one day after it's one day, basically one trading day before the earnings report. So we're having the PM today after market close, probably sometime right after 1 p.m. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. For me, what I've learned for Netflix is just try not to predict the subscriber counts or anything like that. Just let the report come out and let the market react to it tomorrow. But what is interesting, just from a technical perspective, is that the price for, at least on this chart, has double bottoms for now. So if the earnings is good, right, a potential diagonal upside down head and shoulders, okay. If it's good, it could be 15-20% to the upside. It has to be incredible though. I'm talking about blowout positive earnings. Every metric is positive, surprise plus some kind of surprise news on 3-4 metrics for that to happen. But if it's bad, I'm hoping it's not bad, but if it's bad, you can see lower low, lower high, downside continuation. There is this trend line right here just rejecting us down. And there is even its own little intermediate triangle right here. So if we lose the support of 320, we're pretty much in big trouble. But it is, the only good thing about Netflix is it's kind of in this 786 to 0.88 zone. It's almost made its full retrace down to pandemic levels, COVID, March 2020. So what's interesting in the market right now is this crash in terms of since the war started, so basically a month, it feels like March 2020 in terms of the crash, like everything, just almost everything going down except for energy. But you know what I'm talking about, like tech is crashing, these bull setups are not working, right? It means bears are in firm control right now. That's why as a swing trader, I switched over to day trading because there's just so much volatility and so much news every single day, especially case in point, like Twitter. It's changing every hour, the news. So, swing trading, if somebody's going to swing trade in this environment, they got to commit to their stop loss and not panic about it. And so, utilizing stop loss, smaller position sizes, risk management, meaning hard stop losses, meaning you have to put the stop loss there. Like, for example, you have to put the stop loss here and commit to it, meaning committing to the loss. Right? So if this is the potential trade of wherever our price is at right now, you're committing to this. Wherever the negative 10% is, right when it hits that, automatic stop out and just commit to it emotionally and mentally, right? So the 20% here, that's potential on earnings. So I'm going to wait for like a day or two. I'm not going to play earnings 5 minutes after it comes out. I learned that the hard way. I don't do that anymore. I wait for the market reaction. I want to see what the big players, what the big money is going to do. Even this morning, like the play yesterday morning, 6:30, 9:30 a.m. is actually the play has been just wait. If you're a bull, just wait for the setup. A question from YouTube from MVP. What websites do I use for news? Well, I mean, pretty much Wall Street Journal has everything big. Like I watch TV, CNBC and Bloomberg on TV. So I know phone Phones use Yahoo Finance news. Like if you're on an iPhone, if you check the source, I just open it up right now. On the iPhone news on stocks app, it says right here business news from Yahoo Finance. So those are the easy ones. Like 2 TV shows, CNBC, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal's like one of the biggest, And then on your phone, it's just everything's Yahoo Finance. Even the ticker data, the stock data, it's all Yahoo Finance. But the problem is, what I learned about news is you can't. It's like it's a balance between. If I listen, I personally found out that if I listen to too much news, I'm always gonna miss the setup. It's like I have to basically, you gotta basically like keep doing your charts. Like for example, I'm not a news-based trader for most of the time, most of the part. You know what I mean? The technical setups are there, and then the news will come, and then it'll happen. So just be careful about that because news, when it's bearish, they get super bearish for too long. If it's bullish, they get super bullish for too long. It's the news. It's too late. All right, so Netflix. That's basically what I'm looking at. This earnings play, possibly. So everyone's gonna be watching that after market close today. So, but also TradingView has news too at MVP. So right here, if you look at this, the source is all right here. So if you have TradingView, it looks like they use Reuters and MT Newswire. They use Reuters a lot right here. So, if you have TradingView, I would start there. Sometimes I just leave it open like this when I'm doing research. Look at a company, I just leave it open. For stocks, have to always look at news. All right, so this is the basic play, and just waiting for that. It did come down to the support level, got shorted down for 2 weeks straight. Another 40% to the downside. All right. So just watch out for that. We got Tesla as well. We'll do Tesla here. All right, Tesla. So the issue with Tesla is, let's back up for a second. So Elon Musk, okay? All we have to know about Elon Musk is his involvement in the crypto space and crypto markets and stock markets causes volatility. That's all I'm going to say. So right now, what's happening with him and Twitter is obviously, shaking Twitter stock price, moving that. Same thing with Tesla as well. The only issue I'm seeing on Tesla on this weekly is there's firm resistance right here at the 1245. Hasn't gone over that yet. Again, the stock split vote at the end of this year or towards the end of this year is going to get resolved. So until then, it's just stuck here on the weekly, right? The secret, I think that the problem that like nobody's really thinking about is that the Shanghai factory delays, right? That might not come to fruition on the financials for 3 months or 6 months from now. Also, we hear some of the Tesla autopilot. There's another like accident, so that's not good for Tesla PR. But all eyes are focused on Twitter right now and Elon Musk. So if we Fibonacci this, you can see Tesla did double bottom on March 14th, but the problem is we set that lower high here. That's the problem with a lot of these stocks. We hit the higher low, but then we hit this lower high for now. Even Tesla, you could see it like just like Apple. Are we going to get this potential upside down head and shoulders or not? This is what I'm staring at right now on a lot of charts. A lot of tech charts look almost exactly the same. 33%. Okay. If that happens, 33% to upside would take us straight to 1435. That's the Probably best case scenario for bulls. But if we pull back down to the downside, I mean, 33% to the downside would break us down to 530, which would be absolutely catastrophic for Tesla. But it's definitely possible, because if we just cannot break above and hold above 1088 or 1095, lower high, lower low, right? So it could actually test 774. There's a lot in intermediate, but I'm giving the big numbers for people to kind of plan their trades around that. Earnings tomorrow, aftermarket. So Wednesday, apparently, aftermarket, according to this. Intermediate Fibonacci support levels. We do have this double bottom here. It's very interesting. So it's trying to hold above the 50 EMA, right above 969. Price. If we lose that, then next level down is 900. Right here. 1023. 1000. Just watch out for that. Take a quick peek in for our swing traders. Yes, there could be bullish continuation, just like Apple. So what I'm curious about for Tesla is we have the pullback to the downside, right? We had this lower high, but then we set a higher low yesterday, Friday and yesterday, right here above 980. So if it's not going to double top here at 1028, it would be interesting to see a move up to like 1050 right before for the earnings. If not, it's going to double top here at 1022 and then fold down to retest the bottom side. So essentially it's in a channel. Kind of hard to see, but it's in this little parallel channel right here. So I'm looking for a break above 1025. Tesla, I should actually write alert for that. It's good exercise. Set alert. Potential price breakout, question mark, if that's going to happen or not. And then if we break below the support level 976, I also want to have an alert for that. Right. Also, if anybody's wondering how did I fix my alerts, it's very tricky hidden menu, but you have to right click the triangle of the alert itself, and then you can toggle on alert, extend alert lines on or off. So it's like what happened was that turned off for me for some random reason. So if that ever happens to you, just right click it, and this you could see the diagonal, the horizontal dotted lines again for your alerts. Little trick there for TradingView. All right, so basically if you just keep it clean like that, that's our support and resistance level right here. So I'm just playing the break of either side. Whenever that happens, could happen today, in 5 hours from now. So we'll see. All right, it's going a little long, the video. So let's just go ahead and maybe do a couple more and then switch over to crypto and then end the stream. Also, ABM, somebody in my Discord you tagged me, but you didn't write anything, ABM. So not sure what you're trying to do there, but if you have a request, just go ahead and type it in wherever, Discord, TradingView, YouTube, or Twitch, if you're trying to ask me to look at something. All right, so let's take a look at some of the big movers for today. Let's look at Twitter. We got to talk about Twitter. We got to talk about Ethereum as well. Okay, so look at Twitter. All right, Twitter. So the problem is with Twitter is if you haven't heard the news, definitely check it out if you're trying to trade or invest in this stock. Is Elon Musk tried to buy the whole company, offered billions and billions of dollars for the company. And the board is doing defense against that. The board of directors, with the poison pill strategy, the investment, the share buyback type of program, the new issuing of shares. And then there's a bunch of other players, global not hedge fund, institutions that are trying to buy the company or buy a larger share. So it's basically like Elon Musk versus the board of directors, and then there's also Jack Dorsey in there for another month until he leaves. So it's kind of tricky, the politics of it all, right? So this is like for me, this is like a true Wall Street play. It's like all the Wall Street players battling each other, whoever wants control of this company. Because a lot of these analysts, if you read the news, they're saying like Twitter's a very purchasable company, very buyable, right? So we're not going to get into the ethics of it, but in terms of the stock price, it's moving a lot, very volatile, right? So even Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary is saying like, maybe don't want to touch this stock right now if you're very conservative. Whereas some people, aggressive options traders I saw on CNBC, like Pete Najarian, he bought like some calls on it. So, and people are saying some kind of target price of like 60, 65 for these for the takeover bids offers, right, for buying the company. So it's tricky. There's too many people in on this trade. Like there's too many players. So I might back off on trading Twitter for a while until there's like a final decision, because swing trading is not so great. If I didn't buy this on March 14, if I'm trying to get into this now with all this volatility chop, it's not good, right? Longs and shorts all got stopped out in the past like 2 weeks on this because it's really, really choppy. Too much. This is like too much news for me. But options makes more sense because, or if you have a dedicated stop loss, like a hard stop loss, makes more sense. Even trying to day trade is like the news kept flipping every hour. So this is a little more tricky than usual right now. But we can still get our price targets on it and try to figure out like where it's happening here. So we have our support level about $45, our resistance 49, our resistance 50, big resistance 53 up here, and our intermediate supports to the downside. So you can see the range of a 2-week range of 16%. Huge range. A daily range of 8%. And this is what I mean. This crash this morning was rough. The dump right here is 5% on Twitter. That doesn't happen usually. And then it had a nice recovery, bullish recovery to end the day. It was wonderful. Right? But if we zoom out a little bit, is what I noticed on Twitter. Well, there was this 4-hour MACD building. So that could also be why after the bear sold off today, we had a nice bullish rally of almost 10% from top to bottom, pre-market to post-market on Twitter. But it looks like it's finding its own equilibrium, right? Everybody knows the low price, like on that quote on CNBC, that the low price was in the low 30s and the highest price of Twitter ever was kind of in the upper 70s, in the 80s, right? So let's see, this low price, 110. So the midpoint is $55, the midpoint of the volatility, right? So just keep that in mind. I think that's what Elon Musk was trying to do. He was just trying to buy the average price. Take over bid. Put this back to yellow. All right, so somewhere right here, but 55 is this could be the resistance. But Twitter has its own earnings at April 28th. That last week of April is going to be huge for tech earnings, movement, volatility. So you need to watch out for that. But again, if we're just playing technical setups, the only real thing I'm seeing on 4-hour is, yes, it's kind of uptrending on the price, holding above. It's golden crossed up, so I'm hoping high low. If we can retest 52 again, that would be nice, depending on the news. But again, it's dependent upon the news releases, so don't get your 100% hopes up. I have to have 50% of my attention on the news for Twitter at this point. So the bullish target again would be 51.32. Here, the retest of 55 might be possible, depending on the company news, and support of 44.36 or 41. So watch out for those if it happens. But you can see weekly is a very nice weekly setup. Our March 7th weekly setup with a nice investment. So I actually didn't buy Twitter on a weekly. I bought other stocks. So that's why right now, at a certain point, I have to think about, okay, now it's up so much, just might not want to chase it. This is no FOMO charts. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm dabbling with the day trades, good trades on Friday, but today with this dump and this rally, there was a nice technical setup 40 days ago. So I don't know. I'm just when because I had this experience with Dogecoin, and again with Elon Musk in the crypto market, is now it's happening again a year later in the stock market. Elon Musk with Twitter and stocks. He's shaking up the stock market. So sometimes like I just need to let go of the trade, and I'll just let Twitter do whatever it's gonna do. I could do something else, right? Like I had more profit yesterday on Ethereum. So Ethereum was short squeeze play, Wall Street Bets short squeeze play. Also a nice weekly setup, but it took a while for this thing to actually materialize. But on the daily and the weekly, we basically hit almost our full retrace of the pandemic. This is what I'm saying is I'm starting to look at stocks as, okay, if it's hitting pandemic lows, basically, I'm kind of interested, except the bears know that the bulls, us, we're trying to do this. So they're just shorting all the, what I call the weaker stocks in the market, like MJ or crypto-based stocks. Even crypto itself got shorted before the bounce yesterday morning. So Ethereum, a nice short squeeze play. And again, if somebody got in early on this, like maybe a Wall Street's Reddit person, congratulations. The rest of the world is just day trading it because 4-hour up cross, right? Yes, it's super high in terms of the RSI overbought, but at the same time, it's tradable. So I've been day trading Ethereum and having better profit on Ethereum than Twitter because Twitter has too many hands on it in terms of big players, right? You could feel it in the market that the 9:30 short in the morning. Nobody's stopping that. Retail can't stop that. The order flow of that. But what retail can do is try to short squeeze stocks like Ethereum. So the point is, it's a tradable stock, but we hit this even here. I'll zoom it to 4-hour. High, low, high, low, high, low. I remember I traded Ethereum last week here, but if it's going to crash, I stopped and then it came back in today, right? But the problem is starting to lose momentum on the 4-hour. We get bearish momentum, and it looks like Ethereum could pull back deep tomorrow to the upper $5. So might want to be careful on that. It's no FOMO charts, right? So you don't want to, if you're a bull, you don't want to buy at the top. You just want to buy at a support level, at least like that. That's why I was trading Ethereum on Friday and yesterday, right? Somewhere like lower, not the top spot. So we'll see if it continues, but it's such an obvious play by now. Ethereum's already up 195%, 200%. So just want to watch out for that. Again, Ethereum could crash down. I mean, if the Wall Street bulls, Wall Street Bets bulls, Reddit bulls run out of steam, I mean, we could get deep pullback eventually to like a 562. 513, 441, 4. That could be really bad if the bears come back in force. So the short squeeze is, if we use Elliott wave theory is a dirty one, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we're in the 5th wave. Maybe it's the end, like today. So you have to watch out for that because we might get an ABC correction to downside at some point. And if that happens, we don't want to be long in that. I want to be short. All right, I talked a lot about some popular stocks, some earnings, and some of the movers and shakers of the stock market. I'm not going to talk about ENSV so much, but basically this is one of that laggard petroleum play from the Russia-Ukraine war that's been building for 7 days now, and now we're seeing the big rally from it. But we look at this huge dump in the post-market, right? I trade a little bit because I knew this thing's about to crash. So it's like, don't hold this type of stuff, right? Volatile. Okay, so let's move on to crypto, and then I'm going to end the stream, and then I'm going to keep working on my own. So we'll look at total, like a total market cap. Okay, so the issue here was I was drawing this purple box support on my idea whenever I publish that in my TradingView account. That this is the general support range. It was last week. So it did crash, but it crashed back down into the support range of the purple box. Okay, so sometimes that happens in crypto. Because if you understand who market makers are, that we're trading and we're dealing with the market makers, they know all of our orders. They see the order flow, they see the order book, and they can just stop everybody out in the market. So it happens a lot. Meaning they know everybody has their trade like this. Even in the stock market, you saw today with Twitter. This keeps disappearing, right? There's like a smile glitch. But you get what I'm saying. If somebody's trying to long this, they know everybody's stop loss here, 1.8 trillion and below. So the bears will just crash the market and stop everybody out and then buy back and then make, millions of dollars profit. That's what they're designed to do, the bots and algos. So I just put this general range here because that's the short-term support range, right? That's why you need like a extended larger stop loss, not just like a 0.2% stop loss, not scalping. It's swing trading. So let me just do this over again. So this is going to be similar to Bitcoin, but you have to understand, we have to understand as traders is there's a correlation between crypto and tech stocks and financial stocks like fintech stocks. So when the stock market, USA stock market crashes, Bitcoin does what? It pulls back. When the stock market rallies, Bitcoin rallies. Like this morning, Bitcoin was 39,000, low 39,000s. And then after the crash, we proceed to rally to above the 40,000s, right? So it's very, very correlated. We cannot ignore the stock market, which is why I do both as traders. So if somebody's just hyper focused on their one small altcoin and ignoring 99% of everything else on the earth, every other asset, that's getting tunnel visioned, in my opinion. That's too narrow sighted because what matters more is actually this chart, the total. Bitcoin, unless that one altcoin, everyone's going to pile into that like a Dogecoin or a shitcoin, then it matters. But in general, this chart works really well. So what can we look at for on a daily? Well, if we're honest with ourselves, objective, we had the downtrend into the little triangle, and you can see we're just testing the tip of the triangle right here. What's the range? 23%. That'd be very nice. If we could hold this triangle or hold the circle support, let me just draw this. If we go hold this diagonal trendline support like I've been talking about, there could be a 12 to 25% bullish reaction in the crypto market space. Why? Because if we have good earnings in stocks, especially tech stocks at the end of this month, April 27, 28, the big tech names, all of them, that would be very good. You can also draw a line like this. Just consolidating right now. So this is what I'm saying in my idea is if we lose the 1.76 trillion market cap support, like right here, 1.76, 1.65, 1.55, then we're in trouble. Because if this is a rising wedge pattern, then we could get continuation to downside if it's going to be textbook. So we just have to hold this. Crypto traders need to hold this 1.75, and if we need to not crash below that. We need to hold here. I'm fine with consolidating in the crypto market. That's fine. Sideways at least. And try to get a bull break to the upside or a clean bear break to the downside, whichever way it's going to go. Are we oversold on any time frames? No. We had this nice rally because we were oversold yesterday, 24 hours ago, right before the US market opened. So right now, as it stands, it's a little bit overbought, generally, in the range. If we just look at these two, we went from low to high. So then longing right now, We need some serious bull volume to come into the market. All right, let's look at Bitcoin futures, the CME Bitcoin futures, and this is the idea that I had in my profile. Yes, sometimes it does get barely stopped out like that. That's expected if you're in the crypto market, but still, as it stands, so this is what happened. The double bottom, we rallied. Yes, we did get that rally. That's completed, but then we pulled back to just below that, but still in that general range. There was this bullish momentum here, and we bounced off of that to the upside today in the past 24 hours. But then we just broke out above that trend line to the upside, and now I'm watching for, is there going to be this little pullback, and are we going to break out to the upside if it's going to be textbook? Again, the stock market earnings and volatility will affect the move. But also, what I don't know if everyone knows this, but on Binance USA exchange, there's this whole problem of biometric face data. It's a whole nother ethics moral issue, but if you're interested in it, like even I was not happy about that as a Binance USA user, of because there's KYC for know your client, where you have to, at least in USA, you have to show your ID and you have to send in your ID to your stockbroker and stuff. But now Binance USA is gonna take that picture of my ID and generate biometric facial data, and then and they own that now. So that's probably why a lot of Binance people, USA people, got very upset for the past 2 weeks. This could explain why there's less volume volatility in the market. Even I was not happy about that, because no stock market exchange does that I know of. Right? So Binance kind of not really, I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's just, it's not really conducive to getting more customers. So that could explain why it's like, why didn't we get such a huge rally? That could be part of it. A lot of Binance USA people that got messed up on that past 2 weeks. All right, so the 4 hour, down death cross right here in the EMAs is what's holding us down. So we need a trend change here in the 4 hours. It's going to take a while, like 30 days or so, two to 4 weeks, to see if we could get this breakout trend change correlated with stock earnings, or if something amazing happens with the market. But still, Bitcoin itself, see, just holding this. That's why I said 39,000 in my idea is critical level of support. If we don't rally up to retest 50,000 again, like we did a month ago, if we lose 40,000, big trouble for crypto. Watch that. I'm watching that, always on the side. Okay, so hopefully I explained that enough. The 1 hour is a little high right now. We could see a pullback tomorrow morning. We already had this bounce underway, so we need to see strong bullish continuation, trend change on this 15-minute. It's already happening on the 15-minute. We got a golden cross up, so it needs to happen on the 1 hour for continuation to the upside. Let's look at Ethereum. This chart's really messy. It's going to be similar. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, because once we look at total, you get a good grasp of like the general market. Again, consolidating, but still just barely trying to hold the uptrend. What it reminds me of is what I hoped would happen was the repeat of 1 year ago, was this double bottom. You can see this double bottom here, and then upside. That's what I was hoping for. But if you look at what happened here, we had our double bottom, dirty one, upside, but then it failed, right? We had to pull back right away. This is because there's less traders in the market right now, right? The stock market was going up at that time. Stock market is coming down right now. That's why it's all muted. We hit the resistance of 3552 on Ethereum. So all I'm looking for is here, are we going to be able to hold this 50% retrace if we redraw it? right? 50% retrace to 618 retrace. Are we going to be able to hold this support before we can rally up? Or are we going to retest all the way back down to 2601 as our bearish target? Or if we can hold this 50%, it'd be nice. Bullish target 3546. But again, it's right in the middle of this structure. It's not really a great risk to reward. It's basically 1-to-1 on Ethereum. That's why there's not much action on crypto right now. If you know your risk to reward, this little the long position tool or even the short position tool, it's literally basically 1-to-1. Basically, that's why I'm not going to really touch Ethereum as a trader right now. So we need a move. This thing needs to go down or this thing needs to go up to trigger the bot algos to buy or sell. Right now, it did happen in the in the shorter term time frames. Like right here, just 24 hours ago, there was a setup and it went 5-6%, and some traders are done. They're out of that right now. So the question remains is, are we going to get this bullish continuation or not? There is a little bit of active momentum building. So it's going to be a case of will $3,000 hold for how many X number of days? Let's take a look at Binance Coin. Binance Coin just kind of consolidating to the side right now. It's not really extreme on any oscillator for the daily. We said the similar setup for Binance on the hourly, the H1. Okay. So just want to see this, if this is going to hold or not, right? What I'm looking at is, okay, we had the higher low established on 395 on Binance Coin. Very nice. We hit this resistance 422. Okay. Now what? Because last time we had 422, we pulled back. That's what I'm watching for. Draw a parallel channel. Now what? What's going to happen here? Okay, it's already had a little bit of sell-off right at 425. So are we just going to pull back again? That'll bring us back down to 408. That's one bearish target down here. It's going to go bullish continuation. Very nice. Okay, 430, 435, 440. Good, 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 good. Okay. So crypto, I mean, if we're looking for really, really good setups, I mean, there was a setup yesterday. Okay, so that's why we don't chase. I try not to chase. You just wait. If you just have patience in crypto, the answer will come to you if you keep looking at charts. You know what you're looking for. Let's rapid fire the rest of these, and then I'll probably close out the stream for today. Just look at a bunch of, just go down the list. Solana. Again, the daily MACD is building. It's going to take some time for that to come to fruition. Switch for now. We did have this this low bounce correlated with stocks. So 4-hour Cardano still in a 4-hour death cross on the EMAs, just testing resistance. Ripple trying to hold a higher low bounce, a bit of consolidation in this little triangle. See that? So it's inside of basically some kind of symmetrical equilibrium, and it's trying to pull back down to about 75 cents possible. A lot of crypto bounce just overnight, but we have to realize they were just under the resistance in a death cross, so nothing to get hyped up about. Not yet. Not yet. Yes, we had that breakout, but need to see a little bit more bullish follow through in the market. Dogecoin. So we did see, like, when I made my 55% profit on VeChain Thor 2 weeks ago, I played the March 15th low and I sold it, my VeChain Thor somewhere around here, just like last week. So, that's what I'm saying. If I'm patient and I wait, how long did it take me to wait for that? Months. But was 50% profit worth it? Yes, that's what swing trading is. So if we're honest with ourselves, we're retesting and holding above this 13 cent, but it looks like possible. I hope this is not a head and shoulders to downside. That would be bad. If it is, that would be maybe not 30%, but at least 10% pull back down, which would take us to 12 cents. So watch out for that if that happens. Just playing support and resistance here. Shiba Inu still consolidating inside its symmetrical triangle. They have a little bit of intraday bounce. MATIC, I mean, we had the listings on MATIC, but it's just like a year late of Robinhood. You know what I mean? We had that one day. Shiba Inu, Comp USD, MATIC, and there's one more in there. Just double check. Solana. Okay, so MATIC broke out but then failed, and it's back to the outside of the support level. So let's put that in yellow. This is critical. I might turn this to a different color so you guys can see. Let's make it really bright. Use pink. Right here. What is that? $1.30. $1.30 is our line in the sand. This trend line is now extended to the upside. So it's still inside of the triangle. It just double bottomed yesterday. So if we can hold this, that would be nice for 20% potential profit, but the downside risk is 10%. But again, the correlation with stocks is and Bitcoin, just need to watch out for that because this could totally fail and break down. So that's why I got to commit to the stop loss and the amount of capital loss if it's going to happen or not. All right, near USDT, very nice. The upside down head and shoulders that I called out potentially did have the break to the upside, but now it's floating in the middle of this range. Very chop on the charts. Very, very chop. So for these types of smaller coins, you got to look for support bounces, which just happened yesterday. But it's still in a chop zone, sideways consolidation. It's not really trending up anymore. For now, it's muted from stocks. Atom USD with the pullback. This is a little bit more interesting. Right? If I look at this chart, Atom USDT Binance, right? We had the upside down head and shoulders to kick off the rally, but then now we're having this consolidation wedge up here. Not really that good. The whole market is just consolidating. Right? If you know your history of crypto, right? Once China banned Bitcoin and Russia banned Bitcoin, and then Asia, parts of Asia, it all started with like the exchanges getting kicked out because of legal changes. Not kicked out, but legal changes. The exchanges had to move. And certain Asia countries have less liquidity now. We're talking about like the major markets, right? And now even USA with Binance USA with this biometrics data issue. There's slightly less exchanges and people able to buy crypto. Although the good news would be is, well, there's more, about 20% of USA people have traded, invested, or used crypto or know about crypto, at least 20%. 1 out of 5 people. That's good. But the problem is if the exchanges keep having a problem like that, it's becoming harder to trade crypto every year. Every like 1 or 2 years. If you're trading crypto in 2017 to 2018 on Binance, it was like the golden Wild West, no rules, basically. Compared to now. Now I need to put my biometric data. It's not good. Right? So there's that barrier to entry now. So the only thing with Cosmos is it did pull back to this 2-year trendline support, but the fact that it's consolidating in this wedge, it kind of reminds me of April 2021, right? It was consolidating and then broke down to the downside. So this is a larger consolidation wedge. It is at support right at double trend line support. So interesting. Interesting. Adam, what is it trying to do here? We did have the hourly balance. So yesterday's setup was better, but it's still in the 50% retrace holding this zone. So maybe this one's going to go. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, the downside risk is what? 12%. Interesting. Interesting trade. Okay, Litecoin. I'm going to go a little faster and wrap up here. Litecoin, potential 4-hour upside down head and shoulders. Finally, something that looks interesting. Maybe this will go. Right, let me erase everything because this is looking nice. It really reminds me of July 2021. Right, hovering above the 786, the potential triple bottom with this sideways upside down head and shoulders, maybe going upside. Very interesting, Litecoin. If it goes up, that's a 40% move. Very nice. Bullish target 185. So I'll save this one here for next time if it goes. See if we get a Litecoin revival in the market right now. I mean, this is actually an investment play. It's like 25% stop loss to a 50% target with like a 1-year holding period. If someone's an investor, Litecoin's it's buyable on Robinhood. Right? But then the downside risk is if this whole thing fails, then could go down negative 37%. So just got to watch out for that. It is downtrending though, so it's dangerous. It's just finding the support level here. But if we lose this support level 100, bad news for Litecoin. Also, it's not really low on any time frame, so that the swing trading time frame. So it's gonna go down probably, hopefully, for a little cheaper price on Litecoin. All right, Uni also finding us short-term support above $8. Again, because okay, so why do I keep repeating myself is because I keep seeing the same potential setup everywhere in the tech stocks and the crypto market right now. What am I talking about? Is the potential upside down head and shoulders if we can hold the support, like on Apple, Tesla, Litecoin, Bitcoin, if it's going to happen, right? So there is somebody out there has anticipation that somebody's bullish out there in the market. It's obvious on the charts. So our support levels are 820, 886. If it breaks above 1064 at $12, that'd be very good for Uni. We had double bottom right at 892 as well, so nice. It's a huge though. I mean, compared to stocks, a very, very large volatility, 50% up or down. Sounds like crypto. But do we have tons of momentum? It's kind of building. It's hovering below the 786, but a daily potential upside down head and shoulders on Uni. That's why. Because if it doesn't hold, it's going straight down to $7, and that would be negative 40%, 30% to the downside. So, you know, trying to wait for a little bit, maybe firing a little bit, or waiting for the lowest price possible on crypto and then buying. Because it's better relatively, it's better to buy. I mean, Uni is lower priced now than it was 1 year ago when it was $43 at the height. That's FOMO. After you see a 2,000% move to the upside and somebody's going to try to long it up there, that's FOMO. But if they're waiting for a discounted price and then you buy, that is not FOMO. That is buying. That's good investing. But it depends on the project and the rest of the market is because just because Uni is here doesn't mean Bitcoin is going to go up, right? So it depends. Link. Again, a lot of these coins in the downward consolidation and they're downtrending. You see this, right? Because if you just look at the price of crypto or this Link, Chainlink was going up for 1.5 years ago, but then it stopped, went sideways, and now it's going down. So this is just swing traders trying to play this move, the support move at the bottom side. Alrighty. So if the support holds, this could actually be another nice Potential upside down. Because crypto, it's 50, 75% moves, 6 months holding period, something like that, right? It took us 1 year to get down here. So it could take a 1 year to go up like that, right? Or 6 months. So approximately. It's just once we lost it though, because we aren't downtrending, it's down crossed right now. That's why everything's getting shorted in the market. We're down crossed and the EMA is downtrending. Trying to go long in a downtrending environment is always risky because we don't know where the bottom is. But if this happens to be upside down head and shoulders, then it is a tradable bottom. Okay, Tron. Good old Tron. Let's look at Tron. Again, see, it's in this, always with these triangles, right? It's at the support bottom side of the triangle. Okay, it has that going for it. But right here, right under the 6.8 level. So if Tron's going to bounce, okay, it could go 20% to the upside from the neckline breakout. So 20% up would be 9 cents. Good old Tron, right? That's the target, 9 cents right here. But if it fails, also 20% crash down probably to 4 cents or 5 cents. So that's the risk. That's the 2-to-1 risk. 9 cents versus 4 cents. But the problem is Fibonacci, this whole thing, I mean, it's not really, it's holding 618, but it's not the lowest price of all time, Tron. That's why traders need to understand that at one point, Tron was less than 1 cent at the lowest. Are we going to retest those lows? Maybe, maybe not, right? I think about it like that. Bitcoin Cash holding above the 0.88. That's nice. So again, once things get discounted a lot, it might be time to buy some crypto. This Bitcoin Cash 80% off from the highs of 1 year ago. So that's why people are starting to get interested in just buying a little bit. They're nibbling. Just in case it is the bottom, certain experienced traders are just nibbling a little bit and buying some of their position. Somebody might be accumulating Bitcoin Cash because it's not crashing. Ethereum Classic had this nice rally off this triple bottom right here of $25. That was nice trade. And again, I'm charting the USA crypto majors. Basically top 50 coins. There's liquidity in that. All right. Testing that trend line right here. So if it's going to be a textbook breakout, then we need to hold above 33.39 and then form a higher high in the 60s. If not, it's going to pull back all the way down to 20. That would be not good. ALGO. Why did I circle that? Is because it's at a support zone. So I'm going to write this down at 70 cents right now, saying if this is our double bottom by ALGO, I mean, there's a 30% potential on ALGO if it goes up. So it'd be 10% stop loss. That might be too close. 10% from the price right now might be a little too close. So it might need to be like a 20% stop loss with a 40% target or 15% stop loss. Because remember, what happens with the crypto market is the market maker will try to push it down, kick everybody out, and then let it go up. Or at least kick everybody out and form the lower high like that. So sometimes these double bottoms don't work, but if it's going to be easy one, that should be easy trade. Again, this is educational only. This is not financial advice. XLM. Ooh, XLM with the potential upside. Down head and shoulders on the daily. What could negate and cancel these charts? If the entire stock market crashes, crypto will probably take a leg down and crash as well. But if we can hold, we might see a crypto rally. Because it's showing up on the charts all over the place. This potential 33% breakout in XLM, which will bring us up to 31 cents. Very nice. All right, so if we could hold this support level right here above 16 cents, that'd be good for Stellar. Not the most popular crypto in the world, but this one's actually a one-to-one risk to reward. So it's not the greatest risk to reward, but there is that setup. The potential setup here, right? Because if it's going to turn into a descending kind of wedge pattern, and then we have this here and it breaks out, it could happen. But the problem is what I'm not showing is that it needs to get, it might have been the best spot to buy like a month ago, right? Like right at the 16 cents right here. So it just depends on if we're going to get this, if this is the bottom or not for Stellar. Because if it's not, then it needs to crash more. But it's holding the 786. The next level down would be 0.88 with 11 cents, but it's holding here with the potential upside down, head and shoulders on the weekly with the weekly bullish momentum. You know, 1 year from now, it might be 50% up. 6 months from now. That's why I'm interested. I'm getting interested in it. Do a couple more and then I'll sign off. I'm going a little over today. I have to continue doing charts on my own. VeChain. VeChain, what are we looking at here? VeChain on the weekly. So the good thing about VeChain is on the weekly, we do have this weekly MACD histogram up cross and the EMA up cross. But VeChain didn't really consolidate and pull back down a lot. I guess relatively it did hit its 0.76, but I'm saying in terms of where we were 2 years ago, VeChain was 0.002. Now it's 0.06. It's up like 2,500%. So it's not a really relatively low price. But if we can hold this support level above the 3 cent range or the 3 to 4 cent range and never go down below that for a year, because that would mean the support level is holding, that'll be very good. It's just not the low support. Yeah, so have to watch. We have to survive earnings as well. That's one thing that we have to survive tech earnings in the end of this month. Right at the 618. This what's people are holding out for. You have a little bit of bullish momentum on this 4 hour. Trying to play the 618 bounce. Okay. I don't think I'm going to go through all of these because some of them are similar. I think I'll just rapid fire with my eyes. Just to see if there's anything extreme that we need to look at. Phantom with a potential double bottom on the price above $1.10. See if that holds. Double bottom in that price. AXS with the multiple bottom here, trying to hold the support in the pink line at $41. Tezos trying to establish its higher low. Here, just like that. Let's see if that's going to go or not. ApeCoin. ApeCoin. Trying to hold its higher low as well. So in a symmetrical triangle. So plus or minus 25% from the breakout. AVE double bottoming above, where's the 157? I'll just put this here. HNT with the flash crash. HNT is still downtrending, not really healthy. But it is at trendline support. But you can see other healthier crypto than HNT. EOS with the potential upside down head and shoulders on the daily. Hopefully that will work with the neckline break. This gold, not the greatest risk to reward because it's not the head, but if it goes 50%, the upside target's 450, downside target would be actually 30%, so it's more like a 1.75 trade. Maybe a 3 to 1, depends on the perspective. Going here. Zcash for the pullback. IOTA testing its support level at 76 relative. So it's holding above 63 cents. If it can hold above here, that'd be good. Get another rally going on. Another bounce. But if it pulls back to downside, there's a lot of room down. So again, I'm not calling this the bottom of the market. I'm just saying that there's support level. So if the support holds, then you could get this kind of bounce action and you could try to trade that for profit. All right, Maker. holding trendline support above 1721. GRT, again, a lot of these potential upside down head and shoulders setups on GRT. GRT with the 55% potential move to the upside with the 20% downside target. What would cancel this is if all stocks and crypto crash. Then this is canceled on every single chart. Zilliqa holding above its 618 level, but it's already up so much. I'm probably not going to touch this one. Even though there is a little bit of momentum building, it's already high. So this is a FOMO. This is kind of more FOMO, where I tried to play the 1 hour bounce, but it didn't work. The daily is forming a double bottom, but you can see other stocks are much lower priced than this Zilliqa, right? So just try to play that one intraday trade without FOMO, but got stopped out. And right here got stopped out here, and it pulled back down market maker. That happened like 2 weeks ago. So for me, I might enter again Zilliqa, but it has to give me a lot of proof that we're not going to go down below 10 or 11 cents. And then maybe someone could try to play it, but it's kind of expensive play, meaning there's less potential gains there. One Harmony holding the double bottom here. This is what I mean. Market makers basically just barely trying to stop this out, but this 2-to-1 play still holds if the support level holds. NEO holding its trendline support. This reminds me of Bitcoin. So NEO looks more correlated with Bitcoin. If we can hold this support level here, you could bounce up to the $30 range if the support holds. 10% downside to a nice minimum 20% upside. Very nice potential on NEO. GALA. I have to redraw GALA. See here. GALA still under this trend line, not the prettiest chart. Broke down actually. You had to break down. That's not good. All right, so GALA, there was an attempt was made on GALA. But now it's trying to hold that 786. So that's probably what people are staring at right now, the 786 like this. With the potential, I mean, it's 40% or at least 30%, because if this support holds, it could bounce up just 20%. The downside risk is 10. ENJ potential upside down head and shoulders still in the downtrend though. Loop break. See a lot. It's just popping up everywhere. It could be market makers trying to trick people, but at the same time, it could be people are getting bullish. Maybe they got some of their tax refund. They're trying to buy some crypto or something. That happens every year. But it's just holding above this basic trendline support here above the 86 cents. So just measure it, get some targets out there. 100% target. Okay, great. If it goes 100%, that would be 252. It's only $1 coin. It's definitely possible right here, but the volume on it is not really it's not the biggest coin. So this is a huge reward to risk in terms of the percentages, 50 to 100%. This is probably not all in play. It's not. I mean, 12 million volume on TradingView stats. But again, because if this is wrong, if the chart's wrong, it's going down negative 50%. That would be bad. Dash. Looks like it's trying to hold maybe a 786 fib. No, 0.88 fib. Okay. One of those. Already had a little bit of bounce with this, and then it hit this multiple top bar pattern and pulling back now. Let's see what the mini Fibonacci says. Okay, just getting stuck between the 50% and the 618 here. So looks like Dash already had a little bit of action. Nothing's really extremely oversold to the point where it's a good buying opportunity. But the weekly certainly building its momentum. So again, crypto rally is going to come someday. It might happen during earnings or at the end of tech earnings. I think people are just anticipating, because why? This is a much more volatile time in the market right now, because you have 3 or 4 global concurrent events happening all at the same time. Because in 2020 March, it was COVID-19. That was the big global event. Right now, it's Ukraine-Russia war plus China, Shanghai lockdowns, plus earnings. So to me, there's basically 2 to 3 times more volatility than there should be normal. If there was none of those, if the war didn't exist, if there's no COVID right now, then it's just normal stock earnings. Or it could be COVID stock earnings related, right? But then you add on the war, then you add on like a Elon Musk versus Twitter. That's why there's so much volatility in the market right now. So if we're on the right side of volatility, we make money, but on the wrong side, lose money. So it depends on the type of trader that we are. Are we going to play? Are we going to do day trade, swing trade? Are we going to sit on our hands? We're going to do nothing, right? That could be a strategy as well. Some people trying to play, sell, and go away next month. That's a strategy as well, right? So it depends on who I am or who you are as a trader and your goals. And the risk management, the tolerance. I'm just looking at crypto charts and just calling out anything that I see. It doesn't mean that it necessarily always going to work or go up. Technical analysis never works 100% of the time. All right, got to speed up here. I'm always going 30 minutes over because crypto takes a long time to look at. But once we get to these lower liquidity coins, it's kind of, everything kind of looks the same, right? We had this, I call this ZRX short on stream, and it's basically shorting down already. Here's one. This LPT setup got stopped out. This is the market makers. LPT is a very lower liquidity coin, so let's watch out for those kind of things. Although there is bullish momentum building on it, eventually it'll bounce. Same thing with Horizon. Now we're getting to the smaller coins. KNC still in an uptrend. It's very nice and healthy to see for KNC. Very good. We called this potential buy setup over way back here just a long time ago, a month ago. So if somebody actually did that, it's up 157%. Sushi coin testing the 0.88 retrace. REQ with it trying to hold those just their support level above 21 cents. Potential double bottom. VeChain Thor, this is what just for example, if anybody's joining me for the first time today, for me, why I'm not chasing every crypto on the planet right now is I just played the VeChain Thor. I bought at 0.003, and then I sold at 0.045. I made about, it was like 54% approximately. I sold it. It might have been higher. So, okay, so I guess I sold at 0.048. I'm just saying, if I wait for setup in crypto land and then stick to it, I committed to my stop loss. I said, if I'm wrong, I'm going to lose this much money. Then negative 25%. I committed to it in my mind and my emotions. And I had time to calculate, okay, what's my max dollar loss? It's just simple risk to reward, 2-to-1 play, investment play. And then it happened really fast. 3 weeks, it was done. I sold it, I'm out. That's why I don't need to chase crypto you don't need to chase crypto. You want to buy low, sell high, if possible. And it was good timing compared to right now. NMR with the bullish momentum. Auger with the bullish double bottom. If it's going to go, actually there's multiple bottom. Right above 13. Band, this setup didn't work. This must have been a long time ago. It must have been trying to buy the support, but it got stopped down. There's a new support that was formed. But we played VeChain Thor here, not Band. SOP hitting its medium-term support level. TLM. All right, so this is what somebody asked me for TLM last time. This is a good refresher. Is saying that if there was an upside down head and shoulders, you're gonna have to wait a long time for this to happen, right? We still drew the box. If it happens, we're still from the spot of the potential head and shoulders, might have to wait, might even get stopped out. But at the same time, TLM can still go 35% from the breakout to hit the 18-cent target, which would be 100% up from where it is right now. But you might have to hold for like a year, right? So the yellow box, which is now turned to pink box, is our support level. We're 9 cents. If we ever lose 9 cents, then this is not an upside down head and shoulders anymore. right? So there's that potential setup. Also, the volume is decent volume, but it's just not the most popular coin in the entire world. The TLM is on Binance and Binance USA. The Kilo Shib and some of these small ones, just the end, right? So not many people trading or talking about Kilo Shiba Inu. Most people are looking at the real Shiba Inu, Shib, but this thing is in a little descending triangle right now. So watch out for that. Okay. So just watch out for that. And we cover basically 60 plus cryptos, maybe even 80 cryptos, just rapid fire. And there's some setups in there that might have been like 6 or 7 potential upside down and shoulders to watch out for those. Let's check futures right now before I log off. I'm continue work on my own. If you're in the chat right now, it looks like there's a couple people online. Can you tell me what country you're from and what type of trader you are? Are you a day trader, swing trader, investor, and what country are you from? Just let me know, because when people are watching in silence, it's like can't tell who my audience is. Just let me know in the chat box. Also, it's possible the chat could have froze, so that happens sometimes. But I'm not seeing anything. All right, so let's check futures. Still downtrending in our 4-hour S&P futures. Okay. Oh, we got one person from UK. Hello and welcome. Day trading and swing on oversold. Very nice. Very nice. I'm similar. I'm similar. If I'm doing bull plays, very similar. It's just right now the volatility of the market. There's a lot. There's probably triple volatility right now. It's a little bit more challenging than it was 6 months ago. That's the market. And I woke up this morning thinking there's no rule that says I have to be in the market and trade today. I do not have to. That's the hard part of being a trader, is when am I going to enter the market? When do I take trades? When do I do nothing? When do I turn the computer off is basically the question. So I'm going to keep charting though. H1. Are we super oversold on any of these medium-term time frames? Not really, but some of these shorter-term time frames, the 5-minute and the 15 minutes getting close. But it is 5:38 a.m. in New York right now, and pulling back down. So we just had a little bit more pullback down in the red here. So I would not be surprised if this morning in the UK session or EU session overnight, opening into US session, is if we pull back down here and then try to bounce. Bears try to push it down in the morning, 9:30, and then just get that one bull bounce. Hopefully, let's see what happens. NQ1, very similar. Looks like it's going to go 15-minute oversold. Not sure about 1 hour, 4 hour. It's just not pulling back that much yet. Like Dow Jones. Dow Jones a little more choppy. It doesn't quite look like NASDAQ and S&P. So again, that mask mandate, who knows? Like that could be bad, right? In terms of that the federal judge in the USA overturning President Biden's mask mandate for airplanes, aviation passengers, airplane passengers. Like if that's optional, I mean, I would be nervous flying. I don't want to sit next to somebody with no mask who's like coughing and sneezing. I would mask up personally from like, I just don't like getting sick, right? So that's tricky. Airlines are probably happy because they're like, we can get more passengers on, hopefully. Um, but then the Dow Jones looks like that initial reaction is bearish, actually. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin one last time, and then we're done. I'm from USA, by the way. I do day trading, swing trading, and investing. I do all three, long and short. So that's why sometimes I have to ask people to understand like who's actually watching. Because if I talk about investing and everybody's a day trader, then what I'm saying doesn't match. So I should actually ask that at the beginning next stream. So welcome everybody, appreciate it. We're about to sign off here. Bitcoin, we're on our H1 chart. Just finding this resistance, 41,000 is our line in the sand. But if we look at what's been happening every morning is this move. If you see the uptrend move, I'll highlight it in pink here. What time was that? Right at, this is the USA market times for my time zone right here. This is pre-market, stock market, all the way to the post-market. So basically this is a USA move right here on Bitcoin. Hours move, probably USA traders, hedge funds. So the fact that it's going silent overnight is okay, that's not good. Because if it was really global, this should have went up by now. So that means, to me, I'm interpreting that as there's not enough bullish catalysts, and people are very hesitant about earnings, that they don't want to push it right now. Also, it's probably at a resistance point, so maybe somebody's anticipating a breakdown in the next couple of hours before the bounce happens. This thing needs to pull back before we bounce. Bitcoin before that. So I'm just playing. I should probably put alerts before the morning starts. So let's get, I put one right at 40,000 just in case. And if you have a pro account and above, you could set multiple alerts. And it's good. Bitcoin, $40,000 price level. It's good to write this down. Need to know that. Then I'm going to do it at 41 as well. Just way up here. $1,000 price level. And then I might do the 40.5K. So now, at least on alerts, now I have 3 levels I can play off of. And now I don't have to stare at this chart all day long. Because if it breaks below, I will know. If it breaks above, I will also know. And so I know that if it breaks above and we hold above 41,000 today, then it's probably bullish continuation for the rest of the day. But if it breaks down below 40.5K, then I'm looking at 40,000. Just like that. All right. Thank you so much for watching and joining. I am streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. If you like this live stream, or you just want to check what's going on here in the stream, or if you learned something, go ahead and give me a follow on any of those platforms that you have. I also have a free Discord group where I release a weekly watch list of just some stock index and crypto index information. And I am going to continue working here and then trade the morning open as a day trader. So I hope you have a good week. My next stream will be next week from now. I usually stream on a Sunday or Sunday night before the market opens the next day. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.